Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, I'm very excited because we're gonna talk about something that I like. Yes, I like.
So this week's topic is just basically Korean media. So we're going to kind of dive into three separate factors where it's going to be kind of the music, which we know as K-pop, K-dramas, and more of like movies and stuff like that.
Yes.
So do you want to talk about K-pop first because you seem to be really excited?
Well, because even though now I'm not really up to date with like the new groups because there's just so many that come out every year. But I
haven't been
OG.
up to date for like 6 years.
So what's the latest K-pop group you know?
Well, I know that they exist. So I know Blackpink exists.
Oh, dear.
I know BTS exists.
Oh dear, they're not new K-pop groups though.
They're not?
No, they're
the
not.
Newer. That's the newest ones I know.
They're not considered new though.
Oh my god. As you can see, I'm very behind.
I think we're in genuine trouble.
That's the newest person, the groups that I know.
Oh no.
Oh,
now
no.
I'm a bit worried because Blackpink is already 4 years old. Because they debuted in 2016, I think.
Oh my god.
I think. Yeah, and BTS
what are the
is
groups
older
that came out recently?
BTS is older than Blackpink, right? They debuted in 2013.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh.
So my knowledge is not worthy of K-pop.
Her knowledge is stuck in like 2016.
In like when I was in high school.
It's probably even earlier than 2016 because you only know about them. You haven't really seen them.
I remember when Blackpink debuted, it was like a big thing, but
to be fair, I'm looking right now like the groups that debuted this year on I only know actually I don't know any. I'm sorry. I don't know any groups that debuted this year.
We're so bad.
The newest,
but we can talk about the K-pops that we know.
Yeah. Because the K-pop, okay, I am a very OG K-pop fan, which means I not like the first generation K-pop, like the groups.
But probably
I'm
the second generation is what we're more. Yeah, so first generation K-pop is like probably kind of like before we were born till like, kind of we were older.
Around the time I was born. The first gen K-pop. And then the second gen is, I don't know if what I'm talking about is correct, that it's second gen or third gen, but in my mind, second gen is probably like Girls' Generation, Wonder Girls,
Big Bang,
2 p.m., 2 a.m.,
FT Island,
TV,
동방신기,
yeah, 동방신기,
yeah,
but 동방신기 is way earlier than.
Yeah, but I kind of associate with them like that group because we would listen to their music kind of similarly at the same time.
That's true. I think first generation is more like G.O.D., H.O.T., Jack's Kiss, S.E.S.
Korea also puts a lot of emphasis in their music videos, if you haven't noticed. It's like their production value is probably so high.
Like, I know a lot of people who review, who watch and react to Korean music videos, on YouTube. What they say is pretty much all the same, is that their production, how much money goes into making one music video is crazy.
So much.
Yeah.
I think, okay, I'm going to sound really old, but the most recent K-pop music video that I watched was Kill This Love by Blackpink.
I'm really sad. Because that's the latest one I watched too.
Okay, so we watched the same thing. So you know what I'm talking about. And even that one was mind-blowing. It's not just the locations they film it in, but all the props, all the back dancers, all the matching clothing, all the lights, effects. It's unbelievable how much money and time they put into. It's like a 3-4 minute video. Yeah. It's not a movie. It's literally 3-4 minutes because the song is only 3-4 minutes long.
Because actually, Blackpink has a new song out right now, and I haven't listened to it yet.
Oh, I didn't even know they had a new song.
But from like the second generation idols, 2PM is like they have
the bad boy.
They have a special place in my heart from since
Super Junior.
Was that like?
I just remembered. They had so many people. They had like what 13 people in that group,
and they kind of separated themselves.
Yeah.
Like so, some of them would perform in like other parts of Asia. Some would be predominantly Korea. But that's what SM does in general. I feel SM did the same with EXO as well.
Oh, I don't know.
So when I was younger, I was more of a JYP fan. Because I liked 2PM, 2AM Wonder Girls.
That was JYP. Girls' Generation was what? SM.
And then from
these people are like kind of production companies of K-pop.
They're like the top 3, I guess, major companies. And then 2NE1 was from YG.
Oh, I like 2NE1 because they were kind of very different.
I think that was the whole point because YG
they were more obnoxious. They were more vibrant, right? And they weren't like the cutesy, like Girls' Generation. They were more like, punk-ish in a way. So I think that made it really stand out when they first because Sandra Bach, her hair when she first debuted, do you remember? It was like a little palm tree on her head.
Yeah, she had like a Q-tip, like a really ginormous Q-tip on her head.
That was like just something that was so mind-blowing in K-pop when it first came out. Like they were kind of more punk.
Yeah.
And people actually perceived it really well.
Yeah, and because
it was so different.
Those top 3 companies, when you have people that are training in there, they train for years in that company, like vocal, dance, and everything.
So people don't know is like pretend you debut when you're around like 19, 20 years old. You're training since you were like what 12. 13, very young.
But nowadays, they start debuting from, 16, 17. It's not as old as it was before. So they start training from when they're, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, so they train for, a really long time. I feel like people don't understand that.
Yeah.
They're literally investing their whole life into K-pop if they want to go into K-pop. It's not like, like American Idol where you just, do an audition and you get in and then you, meet a producer. Like, they have to commit their whole childhood into training for that initial debut.
Yeah. Okay, but we need
Which is, insane.
But we need to go back to talking about 2PM. I didn't get to talk about them enough.
Oh, sorry. Yes, your 2PM love.
They're my baes. They will forever be my baes. Because I've liked them since I was in elementary school, and they will have a spot in my heart for the rest of their life. If anyone is very curious, they don't have any new songs out, but they have this song called My House, which is from quite a while back, but it's trending again in Korea now. In Korean, it's called 우리 집. And if you have time, please go watch it. You'll fall in love with them straight away. They're so good. They're so handsome.
Okay, we can see where Sophia's loyalty lies. Because for me, I don't feel like if I had to choose a boy band that I really liked. Because Korean K-pop is mostly, groups, right? They're not, solo performers. Usually. There are a couple, but usually they're in groups.
Yeah.
I feel like if I had to choose, I would have to choose 2AM instead.
Are you more kind of,
Because I like more ballad-type songs. So 2AM was more kind of that kind of vibe, where 2PM was more, amped-up music. So I feel like they were kind of different.
Yeah.
So I think I liked 2AM better.
But Korean idols, because they're so versatile, they start to kind of, not everyone in one group, but some people will start acting. Like going to Korean dramas or movies and things like that.
The only person that I know for sure who came out as a singer first and then who acted was the main character girl in the Reply series in 1997. Wasn't she in 8 Pink or something?
She's still in A Pink now. A Pink is it
Yeah,
hasn't
but I'm
broken
saying
up.
that she debuted as a singer first, and then she
Mm-hmm.
kind of went into acting. So that's the only example that I can think of on the top of my head where that actually happens, but I'm pretty sure there's, like, a lot more.
But the girl as well in Reply 1988, the main character girl, she's also from Girls' Day, which is an idol group.
Oh, I don't know that group. That's probably why.
Yeah, but she is also an idol as well.
And they're both really good at acting.
Yeah. So what
They're
we're
very
talking,
good.
so we've just kind of like transitioned to K drama, but I think that's okay because we were going to like kind of give you guys some dramas completely from our own recommendations, not from like a list off the internet, but things that we've really enjoyed that maybe if you're new to Korean drama, you could start off with these if you really had no clue what you should watch.
Yeah, so to put into perspective, me and Sophia have very different opinions of what we like to watch and what we don't like to watch. But there are a couple that we completely agree on, which says something, right? If you and I both like it, it's pretty good.
But for very OG, if you're looking for something completely OG Korean drama, I would suggest either Coffee Prince, Princess Hour, or Full House.
Yeah.
That's complete OG from when I was like in elementary school, like second year, third year. But they're like the OG Korean dramas that are really, really good. And they're kind of the plot line that people like. It has the typical like
love
triangles, or like, you know, one person's super rich and one person's not so rich, you know, that,
and then they fall in love, and it's forbidden love
storyline, you know. But then,
so that's the thing, I wasn't able to watch Korean dramas until I understood Korean.
Yeah,
that's why my taste in K-dramas are a lot of the newer ones,
Yeah,
not
that's
like
true.
the OG ones.
So we were talking about the Reply dramas
series,
which are Reply 1997, 1994, and 1988. And it's basically it's drama about people like students during that period of time in Korea. And a lot of people who lived and grew up in Korea could really relate to those dramas. It's not necessarily just love triangles or things like that. It's really about daily life and like camaraderie.
And the thing I like about so the one thing I really like about all the Reply series, so they came out in the order of 1997, 1994, and then 1988. But I really like that their main focus, and you can like the main goal that you kind of get is how strong everyone's friendship is. They have so much loyalty to each other, honesty. They have so much camaraderie. Like if one person in like a different household maybe goes through something bad, like the whole group of friends will come and try to help them. Like obviously, what people don't realize is Korea has gone up in development, like city-wise, very recently. Like it was a very dramatic change in the cityscape. So even in 1997, it wasn't, you know, all booming and like really, you know, the Seoul that we think of. So, like just to see, because I think Mom also related to 1994 a lot. Because that's around the time is when you were born, right? So she did remember, because I would say, like, oh, Mom, like, what's this about? And she would know what that was, because it was, like, all over the news then, and she could explain, like, some of the parts. But, like, I just love the because I'm the one who hates love triangles, who hates, like, oh my god, I love him, but he's so rich, and this love is forbidden. Like, I hate that crap. But the Reply series are, like, the one thing I can completely recommend to everyone.
Yeah, so that the director of that drama, I think those 3 dramas were his first dramas that he ever directed. But then they turned out really well, and he did another drama called Prison Playbook, which is I think also on Netflix, and that one's really fun as well. It's kind of like Netflix. Daily life in a prison, but it's kind of put it into more of like comedical perspective.
Yeah, so the person who goes into prison is like a pro athlete. So obviously, player. You know, he gets like preferential treatment because, you know, he's a celebrity.
Yeah.
But like, he's just kind of stupid sometimes. Like, you know, he doesn't sometimes have some common sense where stuff might get in trouble. But it's just, they put a comedic twist on that as well.
Yeah.
And if you see the same dramas that are directed by the same director, they have lots of cameos between each of the series.
Yeah.
So someone who acts in like one of the Replay series might show up. I think that was true. So in Replay 1997, there's this one scene where they got into a bus accident, like the bus crashed or something.
Yeah.
And the kids who were in 1997 were arguing with this guy who, like, they said, you know, this old guy or whatever. But that guy actually plays the doctor in 1994. Like, it just has these little, like, connections, and you can kind of see where the people were thinking. Because their timelines overlap, right? 1997 can eventually overlap with 1994. So they have these timeline overlaps, which are actually very funny and very witty in a way.
Yeah, and then, so Prison Playbook, there are some characters from 1998 who also are acting in Prison Playbook. And the most newest one that this director did is, everyone knows it's the Hospital Playlist. And that one, good. Season 2 is coming out next April, I think, which I'm very, very, very excited about.
I'm very excited for.
Yeah, they left it in like a hanging ending, and I've been thinking about it for months. I'm probably going to rewatch the whole series in March so that I can continue on to April.
But the storyline is based on how they're all doctors, but they met like in med school.
Yeah.
So they have this like continuing friendship that goes on until they're doctors because they kind of work in the same hospital. And which is really nice.
It's a bit different from other Korean doctor, like, medical dramas, where this one is really about daily life of a doctor rather than having a big plot line that they carry throughout the whole drama.
It's not like Grey's Anatomy. It's completely, I would say, opposite of Grey's Anatomy.
It's kind of like... It's really hard to explain if you don't watch it, but I really suggest you watch it. I really like this director and this writer, the way they write their drama.
It's really good.
It's very easy to comprehend and it's easy to follow. But if you look again, so the people that were in Prison Playbook, they'll come out in Hospital Playlist, and people from the Reply series will make like little cameos, and it's really funny. I feel like it's really worth to watch.
Yeah. But so if you don't like all the freaking like lovey-dovey stuff, like I don't, there is one Korean drama that I really like that is now on Netflix. But it's called Signal, which is basically like a kind of crime-based show where basically the main character guy has a walkie-talkie that can kind of talk to a cop like in the past. So they kind of try to help solve these cold cases that, you know, haven't been solved in like 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
So it's basically like the plot line. But one also lovey-dovey drama that I kind of like is The Goblin.
The Goblin, I feel like it's a must-watch. It's so funny.
It's a must-watch. It's very fun, but also like it tugs at your heartstrings.
Yeah.
Of that one episode that everyone who watched it knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, that drama is also very good, I feel like.
But if you want to see some like faces that, like a face that you know in a Korean drama, I can also suggest Hotel de Luna, because the main character is the singer IU. But that drama itself is a really good drama as well. It's not necessarily about romance and stuff. It's more about ghosts. There are some serious notes and like comedy sides to it as well, but that's also a really good drama. I don't know if Sally's watched it or not, but
no, because I think from all, like, if I compare the amount of K-dramas I've watched and then Korean movies I've watched, I've probably watched a lot more Korean movies.
Yeah,
because I also don't like to commit for so long, because some Korean dramas are hella long and I don't got time to commit my life to that.
I wanted to talk about one movie that you've watched and I've watched, and you'll probably laugh. So there's one movie, if you really want to have your heartstrings tugged and you want to cry like there's tomorrow.
Don't.
There's a movie called Miracle in Cell Number 7.
I haven't watched it. I will not watch it because I'm going to have golf ball-sized eyelids the next day.
So I watched it in Korea with my cousin. It was during Chinese New Year. And we watched it. And the next day, my eyes would not open because they were so swollen.
Yeah,
and mom,
that's why I'm still not watching it.
And mom thought it was comedy because it came out on TV.
Oh,
and
no.
she watched it and she cried the entire time. So if you just want to sit and cry, this is the movie for you.
Watch that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Another movie that I watched, it was on Netflix. I don't know if it is now. But I watched and I cried a lot too, was Along with the Gods.
Ah, yes. That one's it's a heartwarming.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy, like, stuff.
Is that the one about the firefighter?
Yeah.
Okay, then
so basically a firefighter, passes away and you are able to reincarnate. Oh, not reincarnate. You're able to go to one of your loved ones' dreams.
Yeah.
Have a final, like, goodbye once you pass away. But in order to get that opportunity, you need to pass through the 7 trials, which is basically they judge you for the 7 sins.
Yeah.
It's long, but it's such a good movie. Like, I really enjoyed it.
That's a good movie as well.
That's the movie that got the tickets sold out as soon as it came in theaters.
Okay,
in Korea.
That was the movie that I wanted to say, but I couldn't remember the name in English, which is why I didn't say the name in the first place. But
I searched it beforehand.
Oh, but then I'm guessing we also do need to talk about Parasite because most people will probably know about Parasite.
I watched it 6 months after it came out.
I still haven't watched it yet. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god, I can't. I want to watch it again. So I was being a good citizen, and I was like, I'm gonna actually pay for it and rent it so I can support Korean economy. So I rented it on YouTube or something. But damn, is that movie good? It's so good. You have to watch it. It's so good.
The thing is, there's so many clips on Facebook.
But you have to experience it.
Probably I've watched most of it. Just not in order.
You have to watch it. You have to just watch it in succession. The whole thing.
True.
It's so good. I can see why it won an Oscar. It's so good.
The thing is, for me, when I start a new drama or when I want to watch a new movie or something, I have this really long process of choosing very
Just
carefully.
Commitment issues.
Yeah, I have commitment issues, not to people, but to entertainment TV.
But it's so good. Everyone, if you haven't watched it and it's this far behind, go rent it, but also don't watch it in front of your parents. Because there's some stuff you don't want to be in the same room as your parents with, but watch it on your own. But it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And if you want to watch an OG Korean movie that kind of is filmed for Hollywood or made in Hollywood, I suggest you watch The Snowpiercer because I think the director is the same, but it's
it is. Sophia, I remember we went to the movie theater to watch it all together, and we didn't realize it was that because it was PG-13. We're like, how bad could it be?
It's pretty
gruesome. And Sophia can't watch gore a lot.
No.
So she was covering her eyes most of the time. But if you like seeing people's, arms get chopped off or something, I think that might be the movie for you. I really enjoyed it. So you can see the type of movies I like.
The only scary zombie movie that I've watched is Dawn of the Dead. Is that what it's called?
Tell us that.
Is that the one where everyone goes to the shopping mall because the zombies are attacking everywhere? I think it's that one.
That's generic all zombie movies, though. They have to go hide somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, and also a Korean drama that's made into also a US, a TV show is Good Doctor. Doctor is a Korean drama, and it's almost the same. I forgot what's the genetic condition that the main character has. It's autism, but it's like a special form.
Well, autism is spectrum, right? So it's a spectrum disorder.
Yeah, so...
but I think it's the person's autistic.
Yeah, so the story isn't the same, but it's just based off the idea.
The character is similar.
So if you're interested, you could probably have a look as well. Korea quite likes medical dramas as well as much as crime scene or romance dramas, to be fair.
Yeah, but if you really want to kind of jump into Korean media, you can try the recommendations we've given you.
Yeah.
And they're coming from two very different perspectives as well.
Yeah.
So
to be fair, they're really just our recommendations. We can't really tell you what to watch or what not to watch. But those are the ones that we think that are just funny. And if you really haven't experienced like Korean dramas or things like that before, I feel like it's a really good entry point where it isn't too extreme of a Korean drama.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are past those and you want like an extreme Korean drama, watch Sky Castle.
I still haven't watched that.
Sky Castle is kind of more on the extreme side, but yeah. The dramas and stuff that we've introduced, except for Goblin, I think they're all on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm sure even though you don't have Netflix, I'm sure you can find a site somewhere that has it.
You can find it nowadays.
To be fair. Like, you don't really need Netflix to go watch it. I'm sure you can find it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
So I hope you guys enjoyed our recommendations for Korean media. And you can see how behind we are just from the K-pop.
Yeah, we're pretty behind. Probably the only reason we're so forward with the drama is because we've just watched the recent one. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. And also quarantine, so...
Yeah, quarantine. So I'm just rewatching everything over and over. But everyone, thanks so much for listening to our podcast. Thanks for always listening to us ramble on like this all the time. We really hope you enjoyed this episode. Because right now, to be fair, I can't even remember what I talked about. I just rambled on and on and on. But I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or dinner, wherever in the world you are. But I hope you guys are having a good new year.
Yes, and if you ever enjoy the recommendations we gave, you can always let us know. You can find us on Instagram at Mixing Cultures Podcast. You can find this podcast itself on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And we try to upload some previews and to let you guys know when updates are out on our Instagram page.
But until then, everyone, thanks so much and have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.